What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another review. This time, we're going to be taking a look at the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, the sequel to the original movie, directed by Tobe Hooper. I'm just going to flat out and say it. I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. This movie, to me, is better than the first movie. That's right, I said it. I think Chainsaw 2 is just this goofy, off the wall, zany horror comedy. This movie works for me. It's got everything I want in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. It's over the top, it's eccentric, it knows what it is, it doesn't try to be anything different. From the start of this movie, it's a completely different tone than the original movie. This goes for a more horror comedy like vibe, and I think Tobe Hooper captures it perfectly with this movie. The whole Sawyer family in this movie is hilarious. The addition of Bill Moseley as Chop Top is inspiring. Chop Top is probably one of the most famous side characters in horror history, and that has to go to Bill Moseley. His performance is scene chewing, and he is having a ball, and you can tell this man is having a good time, and you're having a good time watching him. Not only that, Chop Top probably got the best lines in the whole movie. Dog will hunt. Get that bitch, Leatherface. Get that bitch. Dog will hunt. Lick my plate, you dog dick. Just to name the famous ones. Or Booger, big crazy Booger. Let's hope up, bro. When he's talking to fucking Nebbins, the dead hitchhiker from the first movie, when they're in the Sawyer family lair, which actually looks pretty fucking cool. The Sawyer family pretty much take refuge in like this abandoned amusement park, and they turned it pretty much into a Chamber of Horrors barbecue shop, and it looks fucking awesome. The gore effects by Tom Savini in this movie are outrageous. They look so good. The first scene we see is Leatherface chainsawing some guy's head off, and it fucking splits open and blood spurts out. And then when we first see see this character called LG, who pretty much gets skinned, and the makeup design on him is like great. You see exposed rib cage, and you see no face. It's great shit. The Leatherface mask, I like the look of the Leatherface mask in the first movie. This one, it still looks pretty good, but not as cool as the first one. But I like the performance of Leatherface in this movie, because this movie has a subplot of Leatherface in love, and it's fucking hysterical. Caroline Williams as Stretch. She's fucking great. I think she is the most underrated final girl in horror movies, and I love her performance in this movie. She carries it. And how can I forget Dennis Hopper as Lefty Enright? Dennis Hopper in this movie is fucking awesome. This is seeing a Dennis Hopper performance on cocaine. He is fucking great. You have to watch this movie to relish in the awesomeness of Dennis Hopper in this movie. He kills it. He steals the show. Now, he didn't want to do this movie, but you know what? To be honest with you, and it does not show in his performance, because the man is clearly giving it his all. Especially when he's in the Sawyer family lair with fucking 3 goddamn chainsaws, and he's sewing it all down. He starts singing gospel songs. It's fucking hysterical. And this scene where he purchases the chainsaws, when he's outside of the chainsaw shop just mowing shit down, it's fucking great. Dennis Hopper fucking steals the show. He is the star of this movie. He is fucking awesome. Oh man, I'm telling you, you have no idea how much of a good time this movie is. Fuck the people who hate this. You don't appreciate a good goddamn movie that knows what it is and is having a blast with itself. Now, does this movie try to go for suspense and atmosphere? Absolutely not. It goes for a fun, gory atmosphere, and it shows all throughout. The jokes in this movie, they fucking land for me. Especially, like I said, when it comes to Chop Top and Drayton, once again played by Jim Cito himself. He's fucking great, as he always is. And we actually learned that his name is Drayton. That his name is Drayton, and the family's called the Sawyer family. And the first time we see Drayton, he's winning an award for a chili. It's fucking awesome. And then when he's just, as usual, just chewing out fucking Chop Top and Leatherface in the lair, like, you cool shits. Oh, look what you did. It's hilarious stuff. I love it. Oh man, I'm sorry, but this movie, This is a horror movie that is the definition of a fun, good time. There is so much more I want to talk about with this movie, but those are just my bare bones basics because I don't want to keep this review going long, because I can literally talk about Chainsaw 2 forever. I think Toby Hooper's direction is outstanding because he goes for that fun comedy vibe. I think the cinematography in this movie. This is a well shot movie. It looks great, and they really capture. But this movie does have some good suspenseful moments in it. Like when Stretch first sees Chopped Up. That's a good suspenseful scene, and the build up leading to Leatherface's big reveal in the radio station is actually well done. It's actually a pretty good jump scare because once it happens, it goes right into a really cool scene, which leads into Leatherface having his moment with Stretch, and Leatherface becoming a man for the first time. SCX. No one knows what that is, but the Saw is family. oh, oh, oh man. Oh wait, how can I forget LG? LG, built you a little fry house, darling. I love LG. LG's great, and I like how LG has a crush on Stretch, but Stretch doesn't show the feelings back. But when LG is pretty much near death, he has no face. You can see that Stretch did really care for LG. You kind of want them to get together when you watch this movie. You don't want don't go with Leatherface. Go with LG. LG's cool. He's a happy guy. Okay. So let's back to my rap. I think Toby Hooper's direction in this movie is solid work. It does a great job. He goes for a completely different tone, and he does not make the same movie. That's why I love this movie. It does not try to replicate that first movie because Toby Hooper knew he could not replicate something like that. So he went for something that was totally against the grain and something totally different and a radical departure from that first movie. And I commend him for doing so because, in my view, he created two iconic movies that are completely distinct. The first Chainsaw movie is distinct for being terrifying. This movie is distinct for being balls to the wall fucking crazy. And I love it because of it. The direction is great, the cinematography is great, the production design is immaculate, the cast is clearly having a fucking blast doing this movie, and I'm having a blast watching this movie. Yes, Chainsaw 2 is a perfect 10. I fucking love this sequel. And this is my favorite Chainsaw movie of all time, and if you don't agree with me, that's cool. Let me know yours in the comment sections down below. But if you disagree, but if you don't agree with me, prepare to defend yourself as to why you think this movie is not good, because I double dare you to try and convince me that it's not good. Oh man. Oh, anyway, those are my thoughts on Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Like this video and subscribe, and I'll check you back next time for more.